We bought a totaled Corvette so we could take its engine and put it into a Humvee that we bought at a government auction. We have already gotten the truck started, but this week we're going to prepare it for its very first test drive.
Today is the day we get to drive the Humvee with its shiny new LS heart. So I've got a whole pile of new stuff here from Holley for it. I've got this sweet oil cooler adapter with a thermostat built in. We've got a sweet coolant overflow tank, which is going to also help things be better because we won't be leaking our coolant out onto the ground. It'll stay in here and then go back into the engine when it cools off. The most excitingly and importantly, we've got this beautiful little MSD solid state relay block. I don't even know how a solid state relay works, but this is 4 35 amp relays all built into this little block with all the inputs and outputs. So that's gonna make wiring up the fans and fuel pump. It'll make that super easy. I've got all sorts of plumbing stuff. Grindhard Radiator Plumbing Co. And a chunk of 4-inch aluminum for the main intake to the air filter. Always a little stressful drilling holes in radiators. Nice. Very important to cut a block of wood to plug your radiator hole. No, what I'm doing is using the block of wood as a guide so that I can hole saw a circle out of this without having a hole in the middle of it. So you start the hole in the wood with the little centery bit, and then you just go right through. Now we got a little plug cut. Perfect, just right to cover up the old radiator hole. Bada bing, bada boom. Times like this, you really wish aluminum was magnetic.
So what's next for you?
Mounting the coolant overflow tank. I think that's where it's gonna mount, but not how. I think with the amount of vibrations and violence, I think I'm gonna weld some tabs on there and then have them bolt onto there. And then there's a hole right here that I can use. Put another rib nut in there. I didn't actually measure anything, I just kind of guesstimated. We'll see if this works. So I am stupid, and this is chrome-plated aluminum, not stainless steel. That'd be why it didn't want to weld. So, I cleaned off the chrome plating. I'll recut these brackets out of aluminum, and then it'll probably actually stick. Don't worry, this is actually coolant, not gasoline. Rapid failure. Making a mess is the thing I do best.
It's kind of the theme of the day.
While Ethan's working on getting the Humvee ready for its very first test drive, I am geeking out over the Opera web browser. My favorite feature here is you can be watching a video and then you can easily detach the video. If you're watching and you're like, oh yeah, I need to buy new razor blades, open up a new tab and order them. Because you can see the video stays with you. You can keep watching the video, keep entertained. It's good multitasking if you're watching a tutorial. Something like that has been really useful. And built-in free VPN and the AI chat built into Opera, Aria, is really good. I was just putting in how heavy is a 2001 convertible Corvette. Things like this that you just put into a regular search engine, you're gonna get all kinds of ads, articles that have just a paragraph of keywords before you actually get to what you're looking for. Like, let's ask how much the engine in this Corvette, which is now in this Humvee, can take of boost before it explodes. This says 5 to 8 PSI of boost safely without built internals. Download Opera today using the link in our description. It's free. See what it can do for your productivity, entertainment, and security. Now let's get back to the Humvee.
UPS just showed up and got the right size boot. The original one I ordered was 4 inches on both ends. Now that I've got the right size, I can build the rest of the intake. Yeah, so that kind of runs into that, but I'll go ahead and lop off like an inch or so off the end of this so we can get it tucked in as snug as possible. Whee!
I really need
that to have ideally a little bit of an offset in it. Yeah, so that is too much offset.
is all I really need.
Got that all welded up. And now I need to make a bung for this, which is the MAT sensor. I don't actually know what MAT stands for. I know what MAP and MAF are, but tap, threads, fairly close.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna drill a hole, weld it in, and we'll have the intake complete. Drop my nut.
That's nuts.
So I've decided to be super ridiculous and make the throttle cable holder out of a solid hunk of aluminum. We're going billet, baby. I could totally order one online as well, but it sounds like more fun to make it out of this scrap of aluminum. So here we are.
Satisfying piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's super overkill in many ways, but you know, gotta get some practice doing some milling every once in a while. There we have it. It's not 100% perfectly symmetrical because a lot of it I just eyeballed. Most of it, in fact, but it'll do the trick. And it's super beef. That's exciting. Now we have a throttle. I don't think it's getting full throttle, but that's okay. I can adjust that later.
The winner of this dirt bike is Russell from Arizona. Or he's from Utah.
I thought you said Utah.
Utah. Hey, this is Edwin and Ethan from Grindhard Plumbing Co.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Not much, man. We're just standing here next to your new Beta dirt bike.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you're the winner.
Sure.
No way.
Yep.
I was sitting here like thinking that you guys would call me, but no, serious?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all yours. The dirt bike and all the kit to make it road legal and all that. It was a good couple of shirts you purchased.
Thank you guys. That's so awesome for your Humvee videos as well. I've been really excited about those.
Oh, awesome.
That's good because
Yeah.
this Friday we're doing the test drives.
Cool. I'll keep an eye out for the video.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Time to replace this temporary relay and wiring with a permanent one. That sweet MSD solid state relay block. All right, I found a spot to mount the fuse or the relay block, nice and tucked away up in this here cavity in the dash. So I don't have it bolted tight, but I have it just, you know, chilling there while I get all the wires hooked up to it. Might as well put on this fandangly Earl's oil cooler adapter right here on the side of the engine. I've got the relay wired up as much as I can at the moment, so I have the input for the fuel pump and the output for the fuel pump right here. Got the main power wire going in, and I have the 2 fan relays outputs from the computer wired into here, but I don't have the fans yet. I also changed the idle setting, so we'll see if it idles a little bit smoother. Look at that, even our alternator's working. Got fuel pressure, 60 psi, 14.6 volts, there's our temp. Oil pressure, 35 psi.
She was spitting a couple flames there.
Oh yeah, likes to do that. Time to mount up the computer. Oh wait, no, the screen. So I could totally use the Arc Droid, but it's such a simple plate. It's just a square with 8 holes in it. So I'll probably just do it the old-fashioned manual way. 10 inches by 7 inches. Man. I don't like a lot of the things that the military did when they built this, or AM General for the military, whatever. But it is nice when they just use simple measurements. 7 inches by 10 inches, instead of like 7 3/8 by 10 1/4. Convenient. Makes my life a little easier. Whatcha? Look at this. I got the little bag of screws and stuff that came with the dash. Is that not the cutest little screwdriver you've ever seen?
Wow.
I don't know why. It's so tiny though. It looks like a little toy. GPS unit stickied onto the back of there. Got the cables all taped on. And actually quite, I mean, as far as this thing goes, it's pretty visible. Just due to where everything is, it'd be pretty hard for it to be in a better spot. I mean, right here would be maybe be a little bit better, but it's all sorts of weird there. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I like it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this here brand new U-joint in the front drive shaft so we can have 4-wheel drive. Dog, you have problems. Bring it here. Don't make me do all the work. There you go. Hey, I haven't even thrown it yet. Silly dog. And I bought a spare of these, just so we have them. As anyone who's been watching for any amount of time knows, I have an obsession with suspension. So, my daily driver, my Tundra, I spend more time driving this than pretty much anything else, so I figured, why not treat myself and the Tundra to some good suspension? So I ordered some King shocks for this thing. They're 3-inch internal bypass shocks. And honestly, I've been very disappointed with the ride quality. Basically, they're just incredibly stiff. They handle big bumps well, but little bumps are just very chattery. And like, I reached out to Fox, and they just came out with their version of the 3-inch internal bypass for the Tundra, which has some more high-tech features. It's got dual-speed compression adjusters and this dual hose setup, which circulates the fluid through the reservoir instead of just into and out of the reservoir for cooling and stuff. I'm gonna throw them on and then test them out around the track and see how they do in comparison. So I'm doing the science so that you don't have to. Honestly, I like the orange and black better.
Overall, it seems like those install pretty quick and easy.
Yeah, the time-consuming part of it is installing the upper A-arms, but I already did that, so. I'll take a lap around, see how it feels, and then check the ride height because they have a number, I think it's 4 to 4 1/4 inches of shaft showing on the shock. And if you have less than that, you're supposed to add a little bit of preload because the shocks are position sensitive. So depending on where they're at in the stroke, they have different amounts of damping. That's the whole internal bypass feature. So.
He's going for another lap. That was a pretty solid jump.
Yeah, I mean, for a completely stock Tundra with just some shocks, and for a brand new vehicle, yeah, no, that felt great. It does kind of look like it hit bump stop, but like, the shocks are so smooth, it didn't feel like it bottomed out at all. Because, you know, they get progressively more stiff as you go through the travel, so I'd call that a win.
This is gonna be crazy, man. Rear wheel drive. Not
Yeah.
a lot of Humvees be like this.
No. I do actually eventually want to put a different transfer case in it. It wasn't worth doing it right now because it was just easier to do it the way that it was. But I want to put a normal transfer case that has two-wheel drive as an option.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because like most transfer cases are that way. It's just that the Humvee ones, for whatever reason, are all-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. So I reckon it's time for a little bit of a proper test drive. And for once, we actually have brakes, and we have like things to monitor the temperature of the engine.
Wow.
Like a computer that knows what temperature the engine is, so we don't just have to go, oh look, it's boiling over, it must be hot. I can be like, oh yes, 200 degrees, time to let it cool off for a bit.
So last time we did a drive with this thing before the new engine, this seat almost took me out, so. That should keep it from ejecto-ceto-ing me.
All right.
With those headers, it sounds like a monster truck. Just open header V8. What's that whistle? Is that the brakes still locked in?
Well, maybe those parts I deleted in the brakes were doing something. They're not on the other Humvee, so I don't know what's different, but maybe I gotta put those back on. drive, front brakes locked, it's a burnout machine right now. Watch the brake pedal when I start it.
Hold up. Okay.
So there's definitely something wacky in the Hydro Boost setup. And I don't know if it's due to the pump that we're using or what. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't understand.
It's never what you think is gonna go wrong.
No.
It's never what you think.
Why? All things being the same between the two Humvees, I should go look and see if there was anything I could see that's different. And the only thing I came up with turns out to be the problem, which I would not have guessed, and that's that I had the return line. So this is the just low pressure return line from the brake booster. On the other Humvee, the factory routing for that is that this feeds out of here and goes straight back into the reservoir, as I have it mocked up here with this hose. What I did is I tied both of the return lines together from the brake booster and the pump, and then ran them through the cooler, which you would think would be fine, but no. The bypass pressure was feeding up into the outlet of the brake booster and applying the brakes from the relief side of it. Yeah, that's interesting. Would not have expected that to be the problem, but it is. What to do? I decided to just do an experiment here without too much extra work. I just I used the same parts, and I just put the T on the other end of the loop. So now it comes out of the power steering pump, goes through the cooler, all the way back through the differential cooler, comes back, and then it tees in with this, and now works just fine. Very simple fix. Now we can do a proper test drive.
Much better. It sounded like it was at max RPMs just getting out the driveway last time. The Corvette was great. We had our fun with that thing, but man, is that cool.
Nice. Its suspension used to be stiff. Now, it might as well not have suspension. We removed like 1,000 pounds from it. And I mean, that's just a super rough estimate. It's probably not quite 1,000 pounds, but it just bounces around like it doesn't have suspension at all.
That this might as well not have any suspension at all, and then the very next thing he does is hit the jump. That's a little bit faster than it was before. And that's in two-wheel drive. Think of when we have all the traction. I really like the crickly crackles. That's nice.
I think it's safe to say it's faster than it used to be.
That's a little more get up
It
and
looks
go.
quick.
Yeah, that was only first gear. I never bothered to shift it in the other gear because it likes high RPM a lot. I mean, obviously, it's a high revving Corvette engine instead of a diesel. But yeah, and that's in high range. So in low, it'd have all the torque. Everybody's like, oh, that little LS won't have the torque for that Humvee. Well, it's still totally stock, and it's much quicker than it used to be.
Couple drift senders.
Soothe the soul.
It just gets up and gets.
It's actually kind of crazy how fast it looks.
And it makes all the right noises.
Yeah, I can't wait to get it going like out on the road too.
You know old roller coasters at like mid theme parks?
Yeah,
How they just kind of shake your spine?
like the ones at our local theme park.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what this feels
the
like.
wooden ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Ethan's doing a little manual cooling because we don't have fans yet. How many degrees did it go down from that?
Only a couple so far, but it's going down now.
This is the previous best lap time for this Humvee with its old diesel engine and transmission, so this is the time to be. And even though it's only rear-wheel drive now, Ethan still thinks that he can beat it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna beat that.
This is gonna be quick.
Good lord, that was violent.
It seems really violent.
Oh. Yeah. Next up, suspension upgrades. I mean, that was always the plan, but wow, this thing is brutal.
The new one is 29.34, so it's
Yeah.
substantially
Yeah, 3.5
faster.
seconds faster.
Yeah, that's an improvement.
I could definitely cut down on that time, but I don't really want to. It's so brutally violent with that suspension. Like,
You're gonna have whiplash in the morning, man.
yeah, probably. Also, the hardest part about driving it is just staying on the controls because I'm bouncing around so bad. Like, I was just like, like my feet bounced off of the pedals. And next up, some cooling fans, maybe an exhaust, at least something temporary, and some suspension upgrades.
I gotta keep the lens out of the dust. This is the brand new lens.
I only got one question. Why did we wait 6 years to LS swap anything?
I don't know.
That thing is way too much fun. I gotta wash down the dust.
Gotta get the shower going in the garage. I think
yeah.
we could all use one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on the list to get done here this fall. I got dust in my teeth.
Oh yeah, that's where the word Shrek House came from.
Shrek House became a real thing now, Ethan, because even my girlfriend's like, we were shopping the other day and she's like, these peaches look kind of Shrek House. And I was like, what have we done? It's bad.
Oh. Oh yeah, that was fun.